So the bottom line is that what really separates us apart is two things. First and foremost, what they say it does, it does. Nutrigenomics is so exciting. Finally, the answer, get to the root cause. Genetically, we are activating our body to do the right things, not the wrong things from damage. That sets us apart from every other nutrient there is, okay? And that we've been able to repeat that in studies over and over is incredible. But for me, the big deal was that I saw the quality controls, the care we take when we go over and we're getting raw ingredients. We aren't taking their word for it. We're not only going over there, but we're checking the sweet spots, and we're bringing back the cream of the crop portion of that, then bringing it back to where we're manufacturing, retesting it again. Then we put the whole thing together, retest it again, and then when we're all done with that, we send it out to independent people to see if they see the same thing. And
yeah, that blew me away.
That really truly is crazy. It's all those parts that matter, and that's what separates us from all the other stuff on the shelves. All right, and you can see that at the end of the story when you see the results that we're seeing in the studies we have. And what I love being part of the science board now is that independent care has gone into every single product. We don't develop a product just to have another product. We didn't come up with omegas just to have another omega. We just couldn't find any that were clean enough in the right ratios doing what our body needs it to be. So we made one that fit into our system. And everything that we do is in conjunction with each other and meant to be the ultimate for helping our cell health, and from the subcellular chemistry out, that's truly being helpful to our body. And what I love now is, instead of being the backward pharmacist, I'm basically now what I call a cellular strategist. I'm helping our cell do all the right stuff. Okay?
I might steal that from you. Thank you.
That's what we all are. That's what we are now. And you can steal that from me, you know, but to me, that's what we are. Is we are helping our body be back, and just look at the National Institute of Health. They're the ones that showed us, you know what? We're the ones showing that we're anti-aging. And anti-aging is merely a lack of destruction going on in our body.
I like that.
Right?
Yes.
So Allison, it fits perfectly with what you're doing.
Yeah,
I think so. I do a lot of energy work. I do a lot of Reiki healing and nutrition.
And
what happens with a lot of companies is they kind of get lost after a while. You know, it's like you're doing the same thing. Everybody's like, well, I could go online and buy it, the product. And that's the problem. You have a product on your shelf, and all of a sudden they're on Amazon buying it.
Correct.
You know, and these companies are battling with Amazon because they're not selling it to them.
No.
You know? So, you know, so I pulled it off. And unfortunately, I pulled out the company I was dealing with for my nutrition. And I said, all right, I'm giving it up. And now I'd rather get involved with this company because it's simpler. You know, before I had 30 supplements on the shelf and detoxes and, you know, all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, giving that up. I'm going to go and jump in this and learn about this company. I'm very happy so far. I've been taking it for a week, and I had vocal cord surgery years ago. I had polyps, and my vocal cords were never the same. So it was very hard. You know, you sing and whatever, and you don't feel it. And I said to Chris, believe it or not, I was just in the car driving going, oh, like I was like, oh my God. My vocal cords were not mucousy and raspy. And I've always had that issue for years. And I said, it brought the inflammation down in a matter of 4 days in that area. And I'm like, you know, and I'm almost 60, and I have, you know, my hands from working, because I do reflexology and I work with my hands all day. My thumb feels better, you know, and usually when I work and do it is when it cramps up the most. And the other day I was like, it wasn't cramping like it usually does. So I'm immediately feeling very, very happy about this company so far. And I've been watching every YouTube I could get my hands on.
Well, here's the blessing of it. Here's the very best part. it keeps getting better, because as those cells are healing inside
Yes.
over periods of time, over that length of time, that's another thing that really truly does separate it. And that's what I really believe the National Institute of Health, when they were doing our testing, I think really truly, if you really look at what's going on when they're having mice over and over and over and over and over through generations, that truly is, I think, what we're witnessing is the continued building back of the strength of the cell. And I want to touch on one other thing real quick, because I'm so thrilled to hear you talk about the energy. That's a big portion of why a lot of people don't understand when we're ultimately putting things together. Having that omega, the kind and ratios and things that we have are so important to that cell signaling, along with the gut health. And that's one of the biggest things I'm seeing with our postbiotic as we're moving forward with our new product is
the daily wellness. That's the one I left you, Allie. Yes.
Okay.
What I'm seeing with that, I have a lot of people that have been on our products and done well, and they're getting a lift in their energy level from it. And I know it's a cell signaling issue. And so I think it will really go well with what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because it's it's the physical, it's the metaphysical, along with the ability to help change that chemistry on the inside.
Yeah. Well, I'm really looking forward to getting involved in this. Now, I do have a question or two. With the herbs, where are they farmed?
And that's an excellent question. They are mom and pop farms in their original locale. So some are from India.
Okay.
From China, and so that's why it's so important.
So the herb's coming from its originator.
Originally,
it's not like from a company. All right,
we're not farming it. We're going out to those original farms, and those places are where our groups are doing their collection. They aren't taking their certificate of authenticity. They're testing.
Yeah.
And by doing so, they can pick the sweet spot, and there may be whole crops or portions of stuff they're trying to give us that we're like, yeah, no, thank you. You can sell that to everybody else. We're not taking it.
Yeah, because a lot of farms are tainted.
Correct.
Yeah, and the regulations here are not that great.
No, they're not. And I'll be honest, they have even less there. That's why you have to do your own work.
Exactly.
That's exactly what separates us.
Yeah.
That exactly is it.
And they do all their own manufacturing? Okay.
We do all our own. In fact, our powders, the prebiotic, the Axio, is done by a dear friend of mine here. That was one of the things I had helped shift over here. Because when I was doing all the work for Trivita, there was a family, the wife actually worked for my husband, and I didn't know what her husband did for a while till we all ended up on some island in the ocean, and he saw me taking some digestive enzymes. This is like 30 years ago. And he's like, wait a minute, you're a pharmacist? How would you even know about that? That's not the area that your kind of people.
Yeah.
And it blew his mind. And of course, my husband's rolling his eyes because he's like, oh gosh, no, not another one of these people.
Here they go.
Because he was a dyed-in-the-wool pharmacist, drug man all the way, and that's okay. I loved him to death, but he didn't have my background. He didn't have molecular biochemistry in his back pocket. He didn't understand a lot of the things that I saw. And so the bottom line is, though, what's so important is where it's made, how it's made, and how you can depend on that. And I'll tell you what, the proof is in the pudding. When the Federal Trade Commission came to take a peek at us a few years ago, you know what happened? They were so impressed, they took our CEO and they put him on a auxiliary board to help all the other companies know how to do this better. Yeah, I bet.
Amazing.
Kai, did you even know that?
No, I didn't know that.
No, that's the kind of inside stuff that you learn when you don't want to.
Yeah.
When you are
we love
science
it.
advisory board. And Allison, this is just so impressive. You are talking as for one of our science advisory board, like you haven't even started. You see the culture. We're showcasing the support that you're going to have, Ali, as soon as you get on board with.
And it's nice to have that.
Yeah. Well, knowledgeable.
If you knew how passionate we are on our science board, this is how passionate we are. About a week and a half ago, we had, I got a text, this is like at 9 or 10 at night, from one of the other people on the board who lives in Florida, which is 2 hours earlier. So I know it's 11 something, and she's texting me about a question about something. And so we're all freaking out. Then we get Sveta, who's in Canada, on the line. And then we get Melody Rodarte, who's MD, that's here. And we all are on the phone arguing about this whole small little thing. And then guess what? I had the privilege of being able to call the next day and to be able to talk to Brian and say, this is how I'm seeing this. Is this how you're seeing this? And he's like, absolutely, you got this right.
Dr. Brian Dixon? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? Guess what I'm doing tomorrow morning? Tomorrow morning, I'm meeting with Brian and Christina to change 2 things on this new formula that I'm putting together for the fall.
Wow. Yeah, for our new product. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
wow.
There's new stuff coming that I've had to sign my life away that I can't talk about. But here's what I can tell you. Our whole process is to make this the best it can be. And that's what I'm telling you when I'm talking about being a cell strategist. Mm-hmm. That's what we're doing. We're optimizing the body so that all the things happen properly. And as you know, our immune system is not just our gut, it's our bones. Mm-hmm. And there's lots of components regarding both of those things. So that'll give you some kind of input of where we're going.
Wow. I can't wait. You're not going to make me sleep.
I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Nancy.
Oh, wait, Allison, did you have any other questions? Because that was a really good question.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going blank. I'm just so excited.
It's okay. We're going to have a chance to talk to Nancy.
And you know
Nancy
what?
again.
Be excited, because you know what? As great as we are in all that science stuff, you're going to get a chance to talk to Taylor. And I'm telling you, this is such a perfect meld. We've got great business people. We've got great people in general.
Oh, yeah.
I'm loving it.
Stellar.
We've got great products, and the reason we're getting great scientists behind it is because of what we are and who we are and where we're going.
And everybody seems so passionate.
Yeah.
Crazy
that's
passionate.
The whole core.
Yeah.
That's the core.
The next time we all get together,
they unite.
Yeah. The next time we get together, my major passion, I do tons with autism kids. And if you saw the stuff.
Oh.
I have a godson, that's autistic.
You
my cousin's son.
And I get blessed
God.
every week by these kids and families when I'm hearing, oh my gosh, it's only been 4 days and blah, blah, blah.
Blah,
Oh
blah,
my
blah.
God.
Autism.
Yeah. Okay.
Including our actual energy drink. Oh my goodness.
I'm
it's
so excited.
making a change in the children's lives. So
I
love you,
it.
Nance.
Thank you. I hope you all have a great
Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
definitely.